show, like this many people are going because it's this show, and you want to be there with all those people who are going to be there, and it just kind of builds on itself like that. And sometimes you can break that back down. If you think back to before my time ever going to a reptile show, way before my time, but I hear from some of these other guys, about like the Orlando show before it was at Daytona, and how
Right.
like insane and absolutely wild those shows were. It sounded like some kind of metal, hard, like metal festival crossed with some kind of reggae. I don't know what was happening. I wasn't there, but it sounded like it was something that I should have been at. Not I was at my own type of party maybe, but it sounded epic. And now, not that Daytona is not still awesome. I'm going to go to Daytona this year. By the way, I'm going to celebrate
You
my
do.
40th birthday at Daytona this year. Believe it or not, I don't really tell people how old I am, but it's
Yeah.
like whatever.
You're not 40. Bullshit. Dog years.
So I'm gonna do that Daytona this year. So it's still fun, but it's just not. My point is, like, you have shows that weren't as big that blow up, and then you have shows that are big and can grow down. And what is the reason? Who really knows?
I think personally, I think it's the people, right? So I have an idea. I'm gonna start getting booths like at like let's just say a super show, right? And I'm gonna like book you to come. I'm
It's
just gonna
definitely the
start,
people. It's absolutely the people.
I'm literally gonna book fucking people. I'm gonna make an event. Like I'm literally gonna let people know who's gonna be at these shows. And I know talk is cheap, but I think that's what I'm gonna do. And just have a huge fucking San Diego show where you'll show up. Like I'll just have to literally fucking bribe the shit out of you guys and just get your asses down here. And it's
I mean,
over.
that stuff happens. Like we went to the Australia show, when Dave and I flew out there, and he hooked that up. Like, and then the Canada show, like Billy will bring people out, or the show will bring people out to come and speak, and that's part of it for sure. I mean,
We'll talk to Rami. We'll talk to Rami. We'll get to work, and then we'll have another
oh, dude,
barbecue.
Rami's been a huge supporter since the first day I met him too. Rami's a fantastic individual, man. That guy is he's a hard worker. He's funny. He's always smiling. He's serious too, though. He knows how to take care. Like he'll get serious and be like, and he lives, eats, and sleeps and dreams that show like all year round. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember had him on an interview that one of the first times he came on, and he's just talking about like his wife will ask him what he's thinking about like in bed or something. He's just like, Reptile Super Show. That's what I'm thinking.
All right.
It's good. It's
So
good.
Brian,
Rami's awesome. Sorry.
Brian, real quick, I want to kind of catch people up on what it's going to really be like for you with the upcoming shows. Like obviously, like with Schaumburg, it happened. We're having really high hopes with Tinley, Arlington. Do you on your agenda? Are you planning on hitting these shows like you regularly hit shows now, or what's it like for your schedule with these shows now?
So Reptile Super Show was supposed to be July next month, obviously, but it's not
Right.
happening. So that
September
that
now.
threw that threw a little bit of like question into what I was going to do, because I was contemplating, because I'd never been to a Herps show, and I've heard the Herps Conroe show is fantastic. So I was planning to try and make it to that, and it's the week before NARBC Arlington. So I was gonna potentially go out there with Fat Man, and because he's considering doing the same thing, start at Herps and then just stay out in Texas for a week until the Arlington show. But when Reptile Super Show got canceled from July, it got removed to the same date as the Herps Conroe show. So now I'm torn, because Rami's like I'd love to be in both places at once, but I feel like I can't miss the first show of Rami's back after everything's happened. Like I feel like I need to be there. Like there's that feel deep inside my chest where like you need to be there as much as you. And I didn't promise anything else otherwise, but I would still love to go. And I think that's a long-winded explanation where I'm just kind of realizing myself that I'm going to the Anaheim show, and then I'll go to Arlington afterwards, and then definitely going to be at October Tinley. Like that's the show where I said I would never miss. Obviously, it's not happening, then I miss it. But
Right.
from the first time I went to the October Tinley, I said to myself I'd go back every year, and that's going to hold true. And I guess before that is Daytona in August.
Yeah, I'll be at Daytona now. I think, I don't know. I might change it now. My plan was just to go Saturday because I'll be staying at Fort Lauderdale, which is a few hours away, but the only socks down to drive. And the fact that it's your 40th, I might have to at least stay this Saturday night. I don't want to. I'm not going to want to leave you that night for sure.
I don't know what's going to happen. What
I don't know. I just want to be a part of it. Like I just really want to be a part of wherever that wave goes. And I just know Kusko's not going to take his 40th very lightly at all. Like I'm sure you're going to do something very memorable.
There was a lot of family stuff I was considering to before it was, because Daytona is kind of a big deal for Freedom Breeder to go to too, and so I want to be there for that. And then I mean, obviously I've got a really tight family, and lots of people would like to do something on my 40th. And if I could talk myself out of it, dude. If I'm not careful, I could talk myself out of it real quick and go get a campground that I used to camp at from all my birthdays since I was 7, and just like invite all the homies. So I saw a bunch of actually that people I hadn't seen in like 20 years. I saw at a wake last weekend, right after the Roseville show. Something I didn't know was happening just kind of popped in my lap because of going to that. And it's tempting to do that. Trust me, it's tempting. I don't know, but it's just I try to remember. It's just that like it's just a day, which is what I was trying to look up, and I can't pull up a calendar for some reason. What day is the 21st of August? Is it a Saturday?
So 20, excuse me, 21st of August. What the fuck? So 21st of August is a Saturday.
Okay, so it is Saturday. All right.
Yeah, that's your birthday, right? The 21st.
That's it. 21st.
Yeah. My birthday's the 10th. So wait, are you a Leo or are you not a Leo?
I'm a Leo. Just hanging on.
You're such a respectable Leo. Can I just say that? Because Leos are like I mean, I don't know, Ryan. You're just not a showboat to me. Even though you can like put on a show for people when you're hyper, and I love it. But like you're just not like in your face. Like I'm in your face. You know how I am, right?
Well, it depends on who you talk to. I mean, it depends on how comfortable I get with if you spend enough time with me, the more comfortable I get with you, I think the more I get in your face. Like if you ask Leia, if you talk to Leia in like 3 years and ask her how much like I was literally in her face, or anybody in my family for that matter, like I'm in your face. I'm like poking at you, and I'm sure it's annoying as hell, but it's also I do it because I love them. And
yeah, me too.
That's who I give all. That's what it is. That I think most people know that my family is pretty important to me, and arguably more so than I think a lot of other people out there. I would say it's just not to say that anybody doesn't take their family seriously, but like I was just thinking about it before we came on. I was thinking like, man, I just like it influences some of my really big decisions that could go other ways where I just choose to be with the family. I'm guaranteed I've lost plenty of opportunities that could be financial or business opportunities along the way because I chose to be with my family instead. Guaranteed. Like, absolutely.
Let me ask you this, man. Were you the best decision maker prior to kids? Or did kids really help you become better with your decision making? Like, honestly, I want to know. Because I mean, I do a lot of selfish decision making, meaning like I'd make decisions I feel like that are definitely going to benefit what I got going on, and whatever I want to benefit. It just sucks to say, but I could be all about that. But like at some point, me and my wife talk about having kids and stuff. I got to make decisions that are really going to be good for all of us, right? So can it give me a little bit of experience?
No, I definitely wasn't one of those folks that like thought that having kids was going to like turn my life around and make me into a different person, or B, that it actually happened. Like, right. I would say that my family is we'll go ahead and say it like this. My family is lucky that I want to spend a lot of time around them and do things with them. And that's what I want to do, because at the end, I always do what I want to do in the end. Like that's what happens. Like if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. And having kids didn't change that. Like if I want to do something, I'm going to do it. That hasn't really changed all that much. I try to think about what I do beforehand a lot. I give plenty of thought. Sometimes, and I see people that don't give much thought at all when I do things. Sometimes it's really funny. Sometimes people get hurt. So I try to, no, I didn't start becoming a more responsible person per se. I've gradually become a more responsible person as I've gotten older. Was I always a good decision maker? Dude, have I told you some of my stories? We sat here for like 4.5 hours. I'm sure I told you something.
I blacked out that last literally. I remember I saw how much whiskey I had left, right? And we were 3 hours and 20 minutes deep. And I was fucking so high, but I was more high than drunk. And then I was like, dude, should you drink another glass? And then when I knew we were still going to go at least another hour, I fucking poured another glass. And that's when everything just black. I don't remember. My wife said, dude, you were fucking bad. She had to drag me to bed. My feet were dragged. And I was like complaining because how hungry I was. All I wanted to do was eat. I'm pretty sure I ate that night, but I don't remember eating, bro. Like,
Duran had a perfect comment right there. Duran actually got to come over here and hang out with the family for breakfast the other day, which was fantastic. Duran's super cool, and so is
which one's Duran? Who's Duran? Oh, Duran, right
visual
here.
Variant, yeah,
right,
super
cool.
awesome.
What's good, Duran? What's good, fam?
That's a good point. You're like, did it make me a better decision maker?
Hey, but honestly, what was that for though? Like there was
USARC. We raised money.
And that's a passion. That's something that honestly got a lot of views. Like it worked. it worked. You know, I mean, maybe I'd much rather get knocked out or something, to be honest. But that's
so much more detrimental to your health.
Yeah, but I'm good acting too. You know what I mean? I could just fucking.
You just act like you get knocked out. You have. Hey, if I'm gonna pay my money to an auction where you get knocked out, I want to see your ass cold like freaking Friday. Like
I'm finessing, and I'm gonna put a whatchamacallit, what's the thing you drop in the water when you have stomach problems? Fucking the white thing.
Alka-Seltzer?
Alka-Seltzer. I'm gonna put Alka-Seltzer in my mouth and act like I'm foaming, and then like watch. We get like 10K. They think MJ's dead. Holy shit! And then I fucking be like, we got your money, bitch. No.
Some fun folks in the chat. Marshall, Aurora, awesome folks.
No, okay. Okay. Before we got into that, what were we talking just prior to that?
You were talking about how you might not have heard any of my stories because I
blacked out.
I was a bad influence on you, which isn't usually what happens, but it does happen sometimes. Like sometimes I'm a bad influence on Garrett. Apparently, I was a pretty bad influence on you if you had to be dragged to bed, and that's not.
Whoa! Hold on! Wow! I don't mean to time this out. It's only 30 minutes, but you are Brian Kusko, and I hope